have a look at the pricing table element from the Thrive editor. So we'll see how to add it to this landing page that I have right here and how to use the options available in the left sidebar to bring further changes to it. So first, let's just find a place where we would like to add it to our canvas. It's going to be right here in between these two sections. So I'm going to open the right sidebar list of elements and look it up. Now let's just add it here. And you will get to this template library that you can browse and select one of the already existing templates. Now, the pricing table supports smart colors, meaning that it will inherit the color scheme of the landing page on which you're adding it. So you can see that the colors that were initially in the template library were slightly different than the ones that have now been inherited by the element once I've added it to my page. So this yellow shade is now available across my element, and this means that I have a consistent look across my entire page, even though the element that I've added here already had its own template colors. And I believe it was this one. So you can see that here I had this green shade and now this turned to yellow. This has inherited the main accent of my theme. So this blends right in with the other blocks and elements that I already have on my smart landing page. Now we also have this toggle right here in the left sidebar, and this is asking us if we want our element to inherit the page smart colors or not. And yes, we do in this case, but if you want to change it, you can just untoggle this and then pick a different color from this color picker. Now let's just activate it again and see what options we can use here. So from the top, we have the template library. You can just open it and pick a different template if the one that you've picked already does not do the job for you. However, keep in mind that if you've already done some customization to your pricing table, such as changing the text, fonts, and other elements that are making up the pricing table, those changes will be lost. So it's better to decide on the main template at the beginning of the customization to not lose any work that you might be doing later. Now, as you can see, my pricing table is made up of other Thrive elements, such as text, buttons, content boxes. You can also have icons here, styled lists, and many more. So you can add those from the right sidebar, just like I'm doing now with this icon. Then, as soon as you do that, you will have the main options of the icon here in the left sidebar. Let's just make it slightly smaller, maybe rotate the icon a bit. And then I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this icon and move it in my other pricing boxes. So this is how simple you can customize your pricing table by using elements from the right sidebar. Now let's just make sure that the pricing table is highlighted here in the breadcrumbs to make sure that we are using the options available for it and see what else we can do here. So we've already went through the options available for the inherit page smart colors toggle. We've also looked at the template library, and now what we can do here is add new instances to our pricing table. So the instances are the ones that allow you to have multiple states for your pricing table, because you might have multiple pricing plans. So for example, you can have here a monthly paying plan, and you can also have an yearly one. And you can add a new instance if you click here. Let's just give it a name. And now both instances appear here in this set of options. Now the initial one is called instance 1. I'm going to simply use this pencil icon to rename it. And now these are the two instances that I have on my website. You just have to click through them in order to change what you're offering with each pricing plan. So besides editing an instance, you can also duplicate it and delete it from this trash icon. Then from here, you can decide which one will be the default instance. And the default instance will be the one that the visitors first see when they land on this page. And I want to make sure that the monthly one is the one that they are seeing, and this is already ticked as my default instance. If you want the yearly one to be your default instance, you can just click here, and now this is the one that will be first shown to the visitors. All right, so what else we have here within our pricing table? We have the price boxes. Now these are the 3 default ones that came with my template, and you can add a new one if you click on this button, but the quicker way to do it is just duplicating an already existing pricing box, and this will inherit the design of the price boxes that are already making up your pricing table. Now let's just give it a name, a different one. Let's also change it here and make the required changes. Now going back to the main options of the pricing table, let's see what else we can do here. you can adjust the gutter width from this slider, and this means that you can basically adjust the spacing between the price boxes. And then lastly, you can enable this option from here. And this comes in handy if you want to be able to stack the price boxes on top of each other, like I'm doing now. Now, besides the options that we went through here in the first section of the left sidebar, you still have the more general ones, such as the layout and position ones, borders and corners, the shadows, the mobile responsive ones. So feel free to go through each of them in order to make sure your pricing table looks and behaves exactly as you want. This concludes our tutorial about how to use the pricing table element. Make sure to check out our knowledge base if you also want to check out the written version of this tutorial.